Hello and welcome back to the Liminal Branch Library, the archive in the seams. I'm your Archivist and Librarian, Mordio Crow, and tonight we're back with more RootRPG. We're getting settled back into a regular schedule again. Exciting.
Hooray.
Also exciting.
For how long?
Let's enjoy it while we can.
Yeah, let's enjoy it while we can and not think too far about the future yet.
Yeah.
Because, although actually we can think a little bit about the future after we think about the past, but before we get there, we gotta do introductions. So, with me today, we have our cast of 3 players, the same 3 players as before, but to reintroduce, starting all the way over there, we have Amasha playing as Ember.
Hello!
And then in the middle, we have Hambone playing as Milo.
Hello.
And then nearest to me, we have Nova playing as Miffy.
Hello, I'm Nova playing Miffy.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
So,
What? Did a transformer show up? Did someone's call? What?
I
What?
don't know. Do you not hear the noise?
I heard sounded like someone was auto-tuned in the background of someone's mic.
The music started playing in the background for me, but
Okay.
it's
We're
not.
moving on.
alright, well, what I just said about the past, why don't we start with a recap of last time, though, given the circumstances, a recap of last time is perhaps not as important as it has been in previous sessions, because last time our vagabonds, they assembled their group of local, I almost said influencers, that's not really right, local
Is it?
important figures in Dion's Den to unite them on a path towards having a stronger denizen identity for the town, trying to take the different regional leaders and give them a common purpose and an actionable plan. And so, with 3 people who wanted to be there, though one did have to be slightly intimidated, 2 retired thieves, 1 the current kind of spineless mayor, and the 4th, the seer who was feeling very much angered at being tricked into a political meeting, but was quite content with the muffins provided at least, came up with a plan to assist Killian Champenois from our intro adventures in Ironroot, and the people of Dion's Den will be organizing and facilitating that rescue effort. However, the vagabonds of the party are going to be heading somewhere else.
Yep.
It's time to skip town. We've done our part here, and it's time to move along. But before we move along, something that was pointed out to me in the pre-game chat is that we didn't do reputation at the end of the last session, which I think in this particular case is pretty straightforward. The party's efforts in organizing the people of Dion's Den was not overtly subversive, right? Like, you weren't talking them up to go revolt or anything like that. You weren't it was a relatively low-key sort of unification. So I don't think you've incurred any negative hits on the marquee for this, but you probably have gained some respect amongst the denizens for presenting a plan which could unify 3.5 of the 4 people that you brought there. So
Yeah.
Yeah!
so feel free to mark your denizen reputation box by 1, and then
Okay.
as the 3 of you leave town behind, have our first decision of the session, which is, last time we decided we were heading towards Velox's Bend, the nearest stronghold that the Riverfolk Company has in the woodlands, the one where the Captain Karzak, who was increasing tensions for his own gain in Dion's Den, was getting all of his supplies from. So you all can decide, pick two methods of travel. Either you travel along the roads, which will take you through Milltown, the Marquis-controlled lumber processing town, to Velox's Bend, and the advantages of that are it's generally safer. Milo, you have some abilities that could help the party recover a little bit if you were to go recover exhaustion, I believe, if you were to go that way.
Yeah.
The alternative is to go through the forest, which the forest is more dangerous. It's easier for things to go wrong if you go into the forest. However, regardless of if things go wrong, you always find something interesting in the forest. Something interesting that's not intrinsically hostile, right? Now, you may also find hostile things depending on your role, and depending on how you travel, you can forage as you go, potentially recovering depletion. So, those are the two, quite literally, paths available to the three of you. Feel free to deliberate either out or in character, and let me know once you have a consensus.
Sorry, go on.
I wasn't completely aware that traveling through the forest does have an event. Or
yeah, if you want, I can bring the book up and read it to you specifically.
Oh, I got the layout right here, on hit, strong hit, weak hit, on miss.
Oh right, yes, it's in the character.
So that does sound interesting.
I'm of a mind to maybe go to the forest, just because it sounds like we don't want to get too distracted with town by town, but and also we haven't tried the forest path yet. On the other hand, could be a whole group of people and characters we could find amusing in Milltown.
I mean, I will say that what we decided last time was to go to Velox's Bend, so Milltown isn't all that fleshed out, but you may run into people on the way through, right? And actually, I need to revise something what I said, in that apparently you only discover interesting things in the forest on a hit, not on a miss, so that just means on a 7 or higher. I misread it the first time. Looking at your ability text, I was like, I thought it was no matter what, but no, I just misread it.
Okay.
So
I'm here for the forest traipsing.
Yeah, we've been in too many towns lately. We've all been cooped up in the city. Let's go a nice walk in the woods.
All right. That's 2 votes, so that's enough for a majority. Miffy, do you have any opinions you want to throw in there?
I think I said that I wanted to do forest.
Okay. Sorry, I must have missed it while I was reading. All right. So, you get to choose whether you are going slowly and foraging heavily, which lets you clear 2 depletion, but you mark an exhaustion and you take a -1 to the roll. Or you can go carefully, avoiding trouble, where you mark 1 depletion or exhaustion for each party member. Note that these don't need to be 1 each. So for example, one of you could mark 3 depletion and the other 2 mark nothing, right? So that's another option. Or you go quickly as possible. You each mark exhaustion and depletion, but you get a +2.
Okay.
I don't believe this roll uses a skill. I think it's just plus purely based on what you choose here.
Okay. I'm ready. Let's do nice, easy, middle of the road, carefully avoiding trouble.
All right.
Strolling along through the under.
Yeah, we're not foraging. We're just going as moderately as we can.
All right. So for each member of the band, we need to mark 1 depletion or 1 exhaustion.
Okay.
So if you want to do 1 each, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
All right. Once you're done with that, and then whoever wishes to be the one responsible for success or failure, you can roll.
Uh,
+1.
Milo has a thing, right?
That's only on paths.
Oh.
And we're going through the woods, so...
Yep.
Who do we think is the best wilderness guide among us?
What's the skill associated with it?
There is no skill. It's just based on
So just
how
luck?
you choose to travel.
Yeah.
Just a straight up roll.
The thing you're thinking of is pleasant, where when I perform for my band while traveling a path, I can mark where to clear up 2 additional exhaustion. So it's not applicable to what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Okay. I can roll. Tell me where to click.
All right. I believe you click on the dice next. There's like, if you go down to the travel moves, there's travel through the forest. The little tree icon, I think if you mouse over it, should have 2 dice that pop up. I believe you can click that and then maybe select a +1.
So yeah, I have a prompt. I can choose a modifier. Is there a modifier?
Yep, +1.
Cool.
Ooh! Damn.
A strong hit. On a 10+, you
Just did it, too.
pass
Wow.
through the forest to any clearing on the other side. Along the way, one of you spots an interesting sight. You leave markers so you can return after you finish your trip, and the transit is largely safe. So I will describe the thing that you see, and you guys can decide if you want to explore it now or if you want to come back later. If you choose to come back later, you do not need to roll again to reach it. Is how that works. So basically you get a thing in your pocket to explore. So I will drop, and I'll just draw a quick shape here.
Okay.
We'll make it like something like that.
It's a cell phone reception system.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why does it look so familiar?
It's the YMCA.
YMC. I
Yeah.
was trying to make like a tree with no branches at the bottom, but anyway, wider at the
Ooh,
top.
that's scary. Yeah.
Yeah, alright. So
Ember's like, I totally know these woods. Sort of. Anyway.
You're like, you guys want to see a dead tree?
well, this dead tree in particular has more than just a dead tree in it. Because, well, actually, the tree is probably the most alive thing that you spot, if I'm being entirely honest.
Ooh.
So, as you're traveling on a cloudy day, you notice what is, at first, you think the sun peeking through the clouds in the canopy. But as you continue walking and it's persistent, you realize that there's slight hints of color that wouldn't come from sunlight. From the distance, what you can see are the rotting bones of an old Eyrie settlement. Wooden structures in various states of disrepair, and painted murals with luminescent paints upon the exposed, the sides of the tree or interiors of these buildings. Now, these murals have faded in places where they're exposed to the elements, but as the settlement has been gradually decaying, there are still some parts shining through.
Wow.
Hmm.
Murals of the history of what?
Yeah, if you guys want to go investigate further, we can probably...
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
Right,
Ember is easy.
Yeah, so you lead the way over, and the settlement looks like it was much larger than it currently is. There's some few buildings still suspended up in the redwood canopy. Maybe some few carved paths spiraling. Any sort of ropeway are long gone, certainly not connecting any of them. And there are lumps across the ground where structures have fallen in the past and now have grown over and become rotting hills.
Yeah.
The murals seem to be more artsy than what's the word I'm looking for? Than descriptive, right? Like you see these vast expanses of the sky and of landscapes. You're more than welcome to try to climb up within it, but from down here, it's very much like you're looking at scenes of places, and these scenes were painted who knows how long ago, at least, at minimum, multiple decades, potentially longer, but old landscapes from a time long past.
Yeah, what's the overall history that we would be aware of? Like, when did the Marquis start to take over, and then when did the Eyrie just start their trying to retake over?
So, the loose history is the Marquis showed up somewhere between 25 years ago, and the company showed up not long after. Before that, the woodland was relatively isolated. Yeah, people occasionally came and went, but it was a much more arduous thing. And so while individuals did it, there was no like big group from the outside coming in and no big group from the inside going out. The Eyrie, prior to that 20, 30 years ago period, is where the Eyrie was in control, but they were already decaying at the time that the Marquis showed up. Various amounts of infighting had caused different settlements to try to revolt and declare independence. Various amounts of politicking saw Eyrie settlements just implode amongst each other as they decide who would rule, right? So I think the Eyrie hasn't been like the powerful dynasty it wants to present itself as in almost a century, right?
Yeah.
So it definitely became more militant once the Marquis arrived. That sort of half united them and half condensed them into half the woodland. So, you know.
Gotcha. Okay, so the murals aren't like historical recountants or anything. They're just like nice looking things.
As far as you can tell, yes. Now, it's possible that they do have historical value in their own right as art pieces, but rather than tell a tale, they seem to be more, either records of the scenes or as a manner of expression. Are any of you trying to climb up into the remains of the buildings up above?
Ember.
All right. Ember immediately. Is anyone else going up too? Is anyone staying below?
I'll go up there.
I'll stay below. Look at the murals. Now remember, use the buddy system when you go up there.
Wait. But what about you, Ard? What's your buddy?
I don't have to have a buddy. I'm down here.
I don't know. There's like bears on the floor, probably.
Nah, I'll be fine.
All right. Let's go, Ember.
I find an Eyrie waiting in the wings and chirps loudly.
So the two of you find that getting up to the level of the remaining buildings is relatively easy. One of the trees has a path carved into it. The Eyrie have a technique where I'm not going to say it's good for the trees, but they minimize the harm to the trees. That allows the tree to continue living when they do it. So you have that to rely on. But once you're up there, that's where it gets a little bit more... maybe nerve-wracking is the right word, right? As like you take a tentative step and the rotting wood beneath your feet creaks. And occasionally you can see just through holes Milo down below appreciating the art. Seems so small from up here. But I think something that's immediately apparent to both of you once you're up here is that one of these remaining buildings is not like the others. The one where you've come up is like most, both the ones still up here and on the ground, where it's primarily made of wood. There are the murals inside and around it. But one that you can spot is a heavier one made of stone, like mounted into the side of one of these trees.
Whoa.
Now, you certainly think you see a path to it. Now, is it a safe path? As you're considering it, like a board just falls down, drifts to the ground.
Ah!
But it's there.
Sorry!
Be careful up there!
I didn't touch it!
Yeah, no, it just did that on its own.
Oh, well, just look out for ghosts then.
Looks around.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Are you two attempting to cross the perilous path towards this fortified structure?
Are there any other structures?
There are these other buildings you could crawl through and see if and search through if you'd like. Now, many of them are also falling apart, but I think this is the main remaining one, right? You're looking at maybe like 6 or 7 buildings in total, and that's the one that pops to you.
Well, I guess what the important question is, what do we have to roll?
You're right, that is the important question. You're most likely looking at making an acrobatics roll, which is a roguish feat. If you have it, you get to use the roguish feat one. Otherwise, your, trusting fate.
Roguish feet. Where are my roguish feats? I don't think I have acrobatics.
They're listed on the left side of your character sheet beneath your drives, connections, etc.
I do not. I have sneak, hide, and disable device.
Dang, I have pick, lock, and sleight of hand. I think I was looking at acrobatics, but I decided to add, what was it? It was something where I, like, try and convince somebody of something.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Well,
Charm offensive.
trusting fate.
Yeah, unless you have some other means to lawyer it, that's what I'll say as the default.
Hey, wanna watch me fall off and break my neck? Haha.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
Milo, get ready to catch!
oh,
I'm falling!
Uh-oh. I said buddy system!
I'm falling!
Now,
Buddy is you!
Can I do anything to help, like, maybe catch them?
well,
we're not falling.
We don't know that Miffy's falling yet. But I will
just
say,
said, wanna watch me go and break my neck? I fall.
now, Miffy, what I was going to say before Miffy rolled was that theoretically only one of you had to roll, and the other one could have helped the other one. But I think since
nothing's gonna
Miffy
help
rolled
me
already,
here.
Ember, you probably don't want to tie yourself to that. So I was going to say, you know, you
Also,
could let
I love
yourself
that the
go
trust
equal.
fate is a peace sign symbol. I imagine doing that symbol as I go and slip and fall.
So
A peace
Ember,
sign
assuming
in
that you
front of
don't
a
want to be
four-leaf
beholden.
clover.
Yeah, in front of a clover. Ember, assuming you don't want to be beholden to Miffy's ill luck, you may roll as well, and I will use the combination of your 2 moves to determine exactly what's happening here. If you both miss, oh good.
Oh boy. Good. Good.
That's what I meant by buddy system!
Alright, very good. So
If
the
your
2 of you
friend
begin...
If your friend falls off a building, do you follow them?
Yes!
Wait, no, don't do that.
That's what the buddy system's all about.
Alright,
No,
so
you're supposed to prevent that from happening.
I tried!
So before the friends fall off the building, before we reach that part, the 2 of you start moving across the building. And it eeks and it creaks a little here and there, but you build up some confidence. That vanishes when that creak turns into splintering. I need both of you to immediately mark exhaustion from your hearts dropping as you feel your stomachs start to drop as like the structure lurches from the combined weight and movement of you both. Now you are part of the way across, the building's going down. You each have the choice, forward or backwards. If you go forward, you don't know how you're getting down, but you'll be at the interesting thing. If you go backwards, you'll be able to get down. But then what was the point of it all?
Wait, what are we rolling?
You're not rolling. You get to
I'm just
decide now
choosing.
to go forward or back in addition to your exhaustions marked.
Forward.
Miffy's
Yes.
racing forward. Ember the same?
Yes, jumping forward. This is why I'm here.
All right. So with the two of you leaping forward, in addition, the two of you leaping forward, the structure crumbles. Milo, you see the whole thing fall, but the little blurs of your friends leap to the other side, and scramble and pull themselves up to the now exposed stone building that was not visible to the ground prior. The two of you, I will give you the choice of marking of which harm you would like to mark in addition. So for going forward, you each take one additional harm, but you can place it into either depletion, some of your stuff gets torn, exhaustion, you strained yourself, or injury. Oof, that hurt a little, right? Like that jump hurt a little.
It's probably exhausting to do this, so I'll put another tick in exhaustion.
I'm taking
Splinter.
I smacked my head on whatever we're trying.
Ouch.
Oof. Yeah, Ember head ringing, Miffy panting, but both of them are still up there.
Okay. We're okay.
All right, let's check out this building and see if it was worth it.
Like this. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Milo?
I guess I'm gonna look around and see if there's any apparent supplies that tend to injuries or anything, because I feel like it would be good to have something like that in case something goes wrong again.
Right. Let's see, trying to find some supplies or things. I think what I'll ask from you is, let me take a quick look at these stats, see what makes the most sense. Because really, the town is so far in decay, you're not going to find medical supplies here. But maybe you can find some plants that could at least dull pain or have some sort of, clean the wounds property, right? You're not looking at anything amazing, but you might be able to find something plausible. I feel like maybe cunning or luck are probably the appropriate.
I'll definitely take cunning.
Yeah, go for it. Strong.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So you're looking around and you do manage to find some
I found two
plants
two one-up mushrooms. That's convenient.
I don't know if I'd call it 2 1-up mushrooms, but you find some plants which you okay, these ones definitely medicinal. You think you can grind them up into a paste to rub on either some wounds or mix it into a drink to help soothe.
Stuff it into a pipe, yeah.
But we'll get to what those do once you have the opportunity to administer them.
Okay. So I have them in my pouch.
Yeah, you probably. I'm assuming you're intending to use them when your party members get down, so you probably don't need to write them down as long as we remember. But
yeah.
I think I need to put Skittle away.
Oh,
So-
yeah, sure.
Okay.
You can probably continue to do stuff if you have something for.
I was just about to
Not me.
switch to you and Ember, but that's
Oh,
we just did Milo's thing. Milo,
Okay,
quickly
never mind,
improvise
never
a
mind.
song about medicinal property plants.
And now we have a short interlude where we listen to Milo singing about weed.
Up in smoke. All my Dion friends go up in smoke. It ain't no joke. When they were an egg, they were made of yolk. Guys, do you have any lyrics you can use for me? Or?
Also,
Maybe not ones about people burning.
Alright, right, Milo takes out a scroll and goes, people on fire, and next to it goes, equals no.
also, I think there's something funny about using eggs and yolk when friends are up high and could very easily fall and shatter.
Humpty Dumpty.
You know, like
Gotcha.
really, the symbolism on this song is really ominous. Actually, doubly so.
Rockabye baby on the treetop. When the bell breaks, Miffy will fall, and Ember will come careening, tail and all.
Oh no! Now it's even more specific.
I'm sorry, it's just on my mind. Sorry.
This is why you didn't go up there.
Yeah.
She has a fluffy enough tail. Maybe that'll break her fall.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, try spinning it like tails. Remember, try rotating your tail real fast so you float.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back.
All right, you're back.
Maybe we can fly using our tails.
I feel like yours would work better. For some reason.
You ever heard the Ballad of Conqueror and his bad fur day?
Oh my gosh.
Alright, well now that Miffy's back and missed Milo's improvised songs that definitely were not at all ominous, the two of you venture forward to find, like, this stone structure was within parts of the wooden ones that have fallen away, right? Which is why you were able to see it once you were up there, but not from the ground. Almost like it was inside a shell, right? Hidden away. There's no windows, but there is a door. Now, it's a very heavy wooden door. Certainly heavier than the floorboards that were falling apart beneath your feet. But time has seen it weakened. Water has spilled in here over time. You can see it has already started to warp in some ways. But it's pretty solidly, but it's still like heavy and in there and firmly locked.
Oof.
Good thing we have lock-picking skills, right?
Yep.
That's
You
you,
know,
right?
Yep.
Okay, let's see you work your magic!
Ember's like, oh, good. No windows usually means there's something important in there.
Ooh.
I agree!
I was so certain that it was going to be, alright, time to rock something.
Yes, we could do that, but I think Ember is pretty adept at this.
Yeah.
No!
Oh no!
No.
She sucks!
Alright, so I think what happens here...
I'm just kidding.
It's been a while since I've had to try to lockpick something this high in the air.
This high in the air and this old. I think it's it's probably a combination of, the slight headache still of having just, had the thing collapse, and also just the sheer age of this. That, Ember, as you're trying to work it, you're not sure if this lock can be unlocked. The door just might have to be broken off its hinges at this stage.
I think this lock is older than both of my parents.
Damn.
And you're with a miss rather than even a weak hit. I think your only opportunity here is to break it down, unless you guys have something creative, which I'm open. I'm all ears with my rabbit ear attachment.
I mean, I also. So you said
Something.
it cannot. You said it can't be lockpick as far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we can tell on that miss, it's
okay.
like, you know what? Probably just can't be done.
It's not my fault.
It might legitimately not be.
Let me handle this. I'm ready.
I can. Oh yeah. Wreck something. Wreck something.
Oh my god!
I punched Ember in the face by accident.
I was going to say, so unlike lockpicking, where Ember could not be helped by Miffy because Miffy, you are unable to lockpick. Ember is also capable of throwing her shoulder against the door and could help here by marking an exhaustion, which would bring it up to a weak hit. But
Yes.
fair warning that weak hit does mean that there's some danger and collateral damage, which I could then use to apply more harm to you all, right? So, you know.
Taking it.
But that's up to you. That's up to you if you want to do that, or just let Miffy suffer the consequences. But I need you to know before, or you need you to decide before I describe any consequences.
Doing it. I have marked the exhaustion.
Alright. So, like, Miffy, you shoulder check it. There's a crack, but certainly not as loud a crack as you wanted there
Is
to be.
the crack my body?
It might have been your shoulder, but it also might have been the door, which is what inspires you to back up and get ready to try again, and Ember to join you. And the two of you together hit the door, crash through it. It splinters and it hurts. Like, when you come crashing down on the other side, I think both of you are pulling splinters out of your arms and your shoulders. It's like, ooh, did you dislocate that? No, there's just a big bruise there now. Oh, thankfully the fur helps cover those, but, you know.
I call up to them and go, remember to kick it down, don't, like, rush it down, you know?
Too late!
Yeah, I would like both of you to mark injury.
No.
That one.
Oh no.
But now you are
Really racking
within,
it up.
and there are immediately within. There's a lot to look at. On one wall is a mural of the woodlands, and you can recognize bits and pieces of it because some landmarks haven't changed in a century or more, right? And what you see, I will start to draw out for us on the woodland map, as there is an old map of the woodlands describing some potentially still faintly usable paths that you may be able to use in the future. Something that stretches from Great Wood's End, and then splits here, both to Featherflight, and then to Grand Hollow, before the two rejoin at you go towards Fire Sky Grove.
Interesting.
But you find
Did you
evidence
say-
of some old paths.
Old paths being just like underground paths or just paths?
Like paths through the woodlands. Now the woodland is generally pretty good at reclaiming paths.
Yeah.
But you guys
Yeah.
are also unusually good at traversing the forest. And knowing these routes, well, there might be little shacks that you can use to rest along the way that have survived like these. There might be some areas where they cut through some hills and now it's still easier to traverse, even if it is a bit overgrown, right? I'm not going to say it's going to be as easy as walking on the roads, but if you use them, it will be a little bit easier than traveling through the forest on its own, right?
Okay.
Woo!
But there's
Okay.
more than that in there as well. There's
Okay, go ahead.
the other thing that's prominently visible is against one wall, mounted, is a piece of clothing. Some old Eyrie regalia. It's got golden trim. Mostly like a very, very light blue. Except for what looks like there's a bright red splotch of cloth in the chest, both in the front and in the back, that has almost like when you know, like glass is struck, how like there's that sort of like spidering out of cracks. That gold trim has been used to affix those red pieces of cloth both to the front and back and give it like this this energy of impact, very much like the impression of, now I don't know if this makes you want to wear it, but very much the impression of being stabbed, right?
Wow.
Damn.
And
Hi.
you don't know if it's the handicraft or something else, but unlike most things here, it has not decayed with time. Just maybe this room is particularly better preserved due to the stone construction. Maybe the door did its job and soaked up the damage of the elements instead of the contents within, but this doesn't look like it provides you any benefits aside from style. But it looks like it could be pretty valuable if you were to trade this to someone, right? Like someone who, or even just like earn you a favor from the right people. But aside from that, I assume you want to turn the rest of this room inside out. There's all sorts of like cabinets and drawers and shelves and things.
Doodads and what's it galore.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's going in the pouch.
While they're doing that, can I take a look around down like ground level and see if like there's any sign or anything of what this place was known as?
Oh, I wonder if there would have been at this, if there would still be here at this point. Let me think. I'll think on that one and get back to you while I'm describing what they're searching. So, as you make it through, as the other two make it through this collection, a lot of the stuff in here has spoiled, not necessarily due to exposure to the elements, but just due to time. Like, some of these books, when opened, their pages are just either stuck together or dust. There's no recovering those. Like there's little vials of things that were left open that have either fully evaporated or just turned into like crystals on the side that probably aren't anything valuable, but there is something valuable in here. A small chest on one of the shelves, unassuming, and while it is locked, while one of you finds the chest, the other one finds the key not long after. So there's no need for a lockpick here. And inside,
is that to spare us?
What? No, this... The classic thing about security is often, people just leave the keys near the thing that needs to be unlocked. Ever seen the password on the sticky note? It's that's how it goes.
Yeah.
But inside is a hefty amount of old Eyrie coins. Now, these sorts of things aren't really in circulation today, but they are well worth their weight in metal. And much like the regalia that you found, may be worth a little bit more if you were to supply them to the right person, but as they're worth in metal, they're still pretty valuable. So, let's see. I'll make 2 little items for each of these. Then... And then once we have those, you can each... I don't know if either of you wants to grab one, or what.
Where?
Sorry, I'm not done making it yet. They will be done in a moment. Alright. Should start seeing them. They're just in the items tab. They're nothing special. They don't even have a description right now because I did not make these in advance, since one, we may not have even come this way. So, and even if we did, we may not have actually explored it. So, all right. So let me actually. Did you already drag any of them over?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. I'll set a base value for each of these. So the coins.
Do you want to take both, or do you want to take one thing in particular?
I definitely want the regalia.
Go for it.
At least 1 coin, maybe 2. I don't need both, but I would at least like a souvenir coin.
Yeah,
I mean, you
could
all
each take
of it,
a souvenir coin without significantly impacting their value if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Alright, so the regalia I'm going to give a lower value to outright, but with the idea that one's worth a lot to the right person, whereas the coins, coins are worth a little bit more to the right person, but they have more overt value. But I've added their base value to the 2 of them. from my notes, and I'll update the descriptions later to indicate that there are some people who might value them more.
Cool. I have the things in my pack.
All right. So I think that's the main thing that you guys saw up there. Milo, for trying to figure out what this place was called. Like, I'm thinking about it, and I don't feel like any signposts have probably decayed away at this point. So if anything, it now falls to you to give this place a name.
Whoa! You have a whole song sitting right here.
Dion's Den. Ah, damn it. See here. Let's say here. Oak. What kind of tree is it? Can I tell?
Most of the trees here are some flavor of redwood.
Okay.
Or rather, I should say this forest is dominated by redwoods, and most of the ones the Eyries have built in are redwoods.
Alright, how about we name it...
You can come back to it too if you want time. You don't have to rush one here.
Yeah, I'm just like, they climb down, and I'm like, just like, oh, what if we named it, Vex's Band? Fuck! God, I'm just so uncreative.
So for the two of you that are up there, as Milo's murmuring over the name below, you begin to think of, how do we get down? And now there are some supplies and things up here. You do find what looks like it could have been an emergency rope ladder to use in the past. To say it has withstood the test of time would be extremely generous, but at this point it's all you got, I think. Unless you have other ideas, you can use this old, probably will support your weight most of the way down rope.
Can I look out? Oh wait, there's no windows here, right? So
you can go like out of the stone structure into the surrounding wood one and look around.
I just kind of want to look around, see if I can see how far things are. How far on the map can I see?
I think the trees do a pretty good job of obscuring any settlements from you, but you can probably catch a glimpse of the river to the north.
Can I catch a glimpse of any monsters?
Monsters roaming about?
Yeah.
Roll luck for me.
Ooh.
We'll just say give me a strong hit.
This is like the dragon check in our first game.
Oh my god.
This is like our dragon check in our first game.
Yep. I remember rolling for dragon. That went well, right?
Yeah.
That worries me.
Alright, with a 9, I think with a 9 you don't see a creature, but you see signs of a creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your vision is taken towards the river as the landmark that you can most easily see. And now we are getting into the later parts of, like, we're passing middle of autumn, starting to creep towards winter. You probably see signs of big paw prints. Like you have to really squint to see it from here. But near the riverbanks, claw marks here and there, where a bear is feeding before hibernation, but not at the moment.
Okay.
Right down this path. Rope.
Alright. I'm gonna get one trust fate roll from one of you. You both are going
Alright,
to share
maybe-
this fate, but I'm going to give you both a +1 because the rope, it almost helps. We're gonna give a +1 because it kind of helps.
You mean a
Almost.
pity +1?
Well, no, it's because you'd have to roll no matter what. The rope is just giving you a little bit of a maybe it'll be less bad than before. All right.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to do it, Ember, or
What is your luck score?
1?
Same. Cool. I'll do it.
All right.
Trusting fate.
Okay. Yes, +1 too, so it's a 10.
Oh yeah, with the extra +1, it is in fact a 10. So the two of you managed to make it down. Who goes first, just for curiosity?
Probably Ember, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, Ember's going
Ember's
down
like,
first. So the whole time you're feeling the rope like start to split and tear, but it's like, all right, we're almost there. We're almost there. It occasionally gives you like a little jump. Ember, your feet touch the ground, and Miffy, you're like, 2 feet off the ground when the rope finally snaps. So you just drop and get a little bit of a whoa, but you're otherwise fine. So the rope's like halfway up, just like swaying now in the breeze.
As we're doing that, I'm just sitting on a rock muttering.
You okay?
What about a lot of art here? What about Pallet Town?
What are you talking about? Something that will get us into trouble? Legal trouble?
Well, I can't find anything about what this town might have been, so I'm trying to think of what to call it.
Well,
Miffy,
there's a
high
lot of-
five.
Oh, high five! Woo!
Well, you guys are all safe, right?
And look at this. We show the shiny coins and
Oh,
fancy clothes.
that's quite a find. Although I don't know if
More fingers out of her shoulder.
oh my God! Hold on. Thought this might happen, so I got some medicinals for you.
So I
Oh.
think what we'll do for these is either those can heal either a total of 2 exhaustion or just a single injury from one of you, right? So either each of you gets an exhaustion back, or one of you gets 2 exhaustion back, or one of you mends an injury. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide. That's all we can do with our natural healing.
Well, Ember is at 2. They're not known for scuffling, so
I'll be fine.
okay.
Miffy, what are you at?
1 injury and 2 exhaustion.
How about we both take off 1 exhaustion?
Sure.
All right, I'm like, well, you're gonna have to apply this directly to the wound, and they just grab it and start eating it.
Minty and refreshing.
Ooh.
Rolls, going back to your question, maybe get something about. Oh wait, Pallet Town. Wait, shit. That's not good either. I think you said that one.
Yeah. Well,
Ooh.
now, while you were up there, do you see anything when you were looking about?
Like,
Oh, there's an old map.
Ooh, well, that's exciting. How about Map Place? Map Quest.
Oh, Miffy, you
Songs.
said something right.
what? Say what?
Did you see something?
Oh, nothing to be concerned about.
Well, all right. Well, Milo raises an antenna at him. You sure about that? There's not anything dangerous.
See anything there? Just like, tracks.
What kind of track?
Big things.
How big we talking?
What? How big were they?
I mean, if you saw them from this distance, pretty big.
Oh, shh.
You're cutting in and out, Miffy.
Oh, it's because my voice is too high.
You get John Teetle in here.
Pretty huge.
Milo realizes what's going on. It's like, all right, this is Bear Outpost. Let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, is that the town?
Didn't get that
Yeah,
either.
you keep
Miffy.
coming out.
Miffy.
Miffy? Oh no.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh,
Can
hi.
you hear me?
No.
Yeah,
We couldn't for a while.
What?
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
Now we can.
Oh my gosh. All right.
All right. What was that last thing you said?
I don't know. What was the last thing you heard me say?
Great question.
We don't know. He cut out.
Well, roll back the tapes.
You can't roll back the tapes. It didn't record me.
You're right.
Damn.
Roll back your tapes.
Oh, you were talking about, what is it, Beartown?
Joke, is that what the town is called?
Sure. Let's say it's that. Now let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Cut out.
God, cut out again.
Damn.
But we
They're
continue
trying to
on.
silence Miffy.
Anything to adjust on Discord to stop that?
Maybe. Let me take a quick look. Oh no, under voice and video.
All right, I'm
There's
gonna.
a. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe automatically determine input sensitivity off.
Yes.
But-
Yes. Okay, I did that. I put it up in the wrong way because I literally just said what you said and you didn't hear me.
Ah,
So I'm gonna put it lower, and hopefully that helps.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just keep
Let's
it-
do a test.
That worked.
Heard that? Yeah.
Okay, that's what I said earlier. Okay.
Okay, now let's go.
Perfect. All right, and we continue on towards town. Hooray!
Hooray.
Or that's our little side thing. So, before you begin to approach Velox's Bend. But before you get there, you eventually rejoin the path which goes along the riverside to start to approach the town. And as it's winding, you can hear shouting from just up ahead. Sounds like just off the path, but just up ahead. You hear something that there's a back and forth. I'm not giving you like every single line, but here just for some vibes. It's something along the lines of, "Oh, just you wait, Fox! I'll bite your ear off. I will. Get your hands off my ledgers." And then a much calmer voice, not calmer, exasperated voice, like, "You won't, and I won't just." And then you hear a splash. "Help! Help! I'm drowning! The fox is drowning me!"
Oh my god.
There's something vaguely familiar about one of these voices to one of you,
Ooh.
but
Oh, I wonder who.
it's up. So you guys are perfectly within your power to walk off the path the other side and go around this and just keep moving, or you can go see what's up.
Well, sounds like a free show. Let's grab a seat.
Sound like someone's stealing.
All right, so it sounds like that's 2 for going and approaching.
Yeah.
All right. So, what you hear and see as you approach is you hear someone saying, "Stop thrashing, and maybe you wouldn't fall into the water." And with a grunt, you see a fox pull a rabbit who's been bound
Out of a hat.
not out of a hat, out of the river. The rabbit has got this rusty red-orange fur, but there's some bright red around the face right now, as if the rabbit's nose is bleeding. If it's broken or not, it's kind of hard to tell.
Can you
Sorry.
me?
Oh no, I can. You're cutting in and out now. Oh no, that one was really crunchy.
Oh, so crunchy. Oh.
Okay, I will be right back.
Okay.
Oh, we heard you.
Yeah, definitely heard that.
All right, we'll wait for Ember. Instead, this.
Are we good?
I could hear you that time. One more sentence, maybe two.
All right, are we good now?
Yeah, that one, that worked.
Mhm.
Okay, my Discord just kicked me out of the call briefly. I'm back.
All right, welcome back.
All right.
All right, well, it's good that you're back because the fox in question is reminiscent to you. Another one of your siblings. One where you probably actually heard some of these exchanges in the past, as this sibling, Jasper, has been one that you haven't particularly gotten along with. Occasionally that goes to a tussle, though never quite to this point of either of you being drowned in a river. But you know, there's been the occasional scrap before. But it looks like, oh yeah, and compared to Ember, Jasper's orange-red goes down a little bit further on the face. And you can see some spots of blood on Jasper's arms where it looks like that rabbit's talking about biting Jasper's ear off. Well, there's no bites on the ear, but there looks like there's been a few bites so far. So the rabbit's at least good for that threat. But Jasper is currently in the process of going through a bunch of like a pack and like pulling out papers and shoveling them into his own satchel. The two of them, or rather, he doesn't notice you right away. He's too preoccupied with this squirming rabbit who is in the middle of trying to headbutt Jasper after Jasper just pulled him out of the river. I'll leave it up. What level of involvement do you all want to take with this? I just hear laughter from Ember.
I don't want to assume.
It's cutting in and out, unfortunately, but I do hear laughter.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Do we notice that Ember has a reaction to this particular fox?
Oh, Ember, do they notice?
She's trying not to laugh and snort. It's not going well.
I turn to her and go, "Part of your kin?"
Unfortunately.
That seemed to be pulling up a hell of a fight. Nothing to be ashamed of.
At that, unfortunately, in this exchange, I think Jasper hears that, and there's just a quick, hey, turns over his shoulder, looks at Ember, and there's like he starts to say your name, right? Like in that sort of like, I don't want to hear this from you, but that brief moment of distraction is all the rabbit needs to like bite him on his side, like, you know, right? Just like, instead of saying Ember, it's like, and like with an elbow hits the rabbit in the face again. The rabbit falls backwards again, and the rabbit just screams like, "Oh, trying to kill me! He's trying to kill me, murderer!"
Who's the one bleeding here?
I mean, the rabbit is bleeding quite profusely now, or before too. It looks like they've both taken some blood from one another at this point. Jasper's like, "Would you just be quiet?" and like tries to push the rabbit away with a foot. But this rabbit, despite having hands and legs tied, is like angrily worming back towards your brother.
Inchworming over.
Jasper just like picks up a handful of paper, like picks up the rest of the satchel, dumps out the rest of the papers, and seems content with it, just like scattering them into the river. Like, I got what I came here for. It looks down at the rabbit and just like gives him one more like push away with his foot for good measure. I was going to untie you, but maybe you could just squirm your way back to town.
What are you doing?
Ember, I couldn't hear that one, unfortunately.
Dang. What are you even doing?
Me?
I don't know.
He asks you as if in his mind, he's the one being reasonable here, right? But, you know. He like puts on this look of patience, but there's a it's like a practice to it. Most of your family's pretty good at like, wiping their face to be like, look, right? Putting on the smile, the customer service. Like, this rabbit robbed a local company office, grabbing all sorts of wet papers, and my client, who is an author, wanted their manuscript returned. So, I'm simply reclaiming something that was stolen, and like pulls his foot back as the rabbit goes to just like bite at his ankle.
No.
And the rabbit's like, the fox is lying. I saw numbers. There's money on those papers. Not
This
some
rabbit's
stupid script.
Kuno?
You don't know what's on your own papers?
Look, you say that, and rabbit's like, didn't have time to read all of them. I had to go. I had to run. Grabbed everything that looked important.
Stupid Kuno rabbit.
Now, why are you running, son? Besides what, that's just what rabbits do.
Like you asked that question, and the rabbit's like, what, you want my whole life story while I'm squirming here in the dirt? Untie me and let me at him first. Then we'll talk. And Jasper's like, Jasper says, I don't know if I want to talk to this rabbit anymore. I don't know that we need to talk either, so I'll just be on my way. And like he starts to just try to excuse himself towards town. Now you are easily able to head him off if you want to, but he's just trying to step out of frame.
I go, well, hold on there, Slick. No, we're not. We're not purview to the story, and we don't want to sit here listening all day, but at least we can come to terms with this kerfuffle, can't we?
Ember just steps in his way and is like, I'm looking at your bites.
All right. He's not gonna like try to run past you guys or anything. He just sighs and goes, all right, just keep that rabbit away from me. I've no desire to break any bones, but I will if he doesn't stop.
Yeah, I know.
I kneel down to the rabbits like, all right then, son, let's start with the introductions. My name's Milo, songbug by trade. I'm with my associates Miffy and Ember. What's your name?
Like you introduce yourselves. This rabbit just like squirms on the ground. I think I want a charm roll from you just to determine how amenable he is to talking while still bound. Right?
I'm the most charming bug anyone knows.
This isn't really a move, just a strong hit. All right, so like you introduce yourself. He's like, oh, all right. Well, in Songbug, name's Romeo from Ashenborough, up the northwest. You know it?
Ashenborough. Oh, I've been all around these parts. Of course, I know Ashenborough.
Mm-hmm. Eyrie burned it down. Ancient history, like years ago or something.
That part of your life story too, as well.
Oh yes, yeah. That's why I came here to Velox's Bend. Wanted to go to Birdtown. Tell them to pay up for destroying our home, reparation style. They wouldn't let me up the lifts. Told me to go back home. Home's
Oh,
burned.
I like this kid.
Hold on a moment. I've never heard of no Birdtown.
Oh yeah, Velox's Bend. They got Birdtown. They got Cat Town. They got everyone else town.
They got Bugtown.
That's everyone else town, isn't it?
Oh, I love this guy.
I kind of push him a little deeper into the river.
Hey,
No.
Bug's trying to drown me too.
Oh, he is. I see him.
I know I'm a bit of a. I know I may seem a little bit of a ladybug right now, but well,
What?
you're gonna.
Was that sexist or something?
I may seem like a, just to. Okay, I'm gonna skip the bug metaphor. Listen. just just be a little more mindful, you know? We're all in this together.
He's saying you're rude, kid.
Yep, thank you, Miffy. Miffy here, she knows how to get straight to the point. She don't mince words.
That's right.
Rude's just
Mince
another
meat,
word
though.
for honest. I'm honest like that. And at that,
He's
Jasper
got
sort of
a-
mutters.
He's got a good point.
At that, Jasper mutters, "Honest thief" is what he is.
Well, speaking of that, where'd you get these papers? Why are you trying to leave them so fast?
Listen. That's what I was trying to tell you. I wanted to go to Bird Town, shake them down for some money, since they all destroyed home and whatnot. They wouldn't let me up the lifts. Mercenaries, company mercenaries. So then I thought, Romeo, let's go to the big office. They're protecting the Eyrie, so they're liable. Get the money from them.
Oh my fucking god.
You think?
Wait, so are you guys a team or not?
Who's the team here?
Oh, why do you ask Romeo or not Romeo? Jasper?
No.
Wait, did he?
He doesn't sound that. Doesn't look like Jasper and Romeo are working together at all. No.
Oh,
Romeo's
okay.
person.
He's talking in the third person. I'm sorry. I got.
He was
confused
like,
for a second.
I thought to myself, here's my dialogue, right? Why don't we do this?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Well, to Miffy, people fighting and blooding each other while one's tied up, that's just friendly chatter.
Yeah.
So, wait, I was confused because knowing Ember and her family, I thought for sure it was Jasper that was the wrong one here.
I mean, it does seem like Jasper jumped this thief and got in a fight, but it's more of a,
That just seems to be proactive.
yeah.
By the way, Jasper, mountain pie.
You say that, and he's like, oh, home recently then?
Yeah, maybe don't go there for a little bit.
Or do and help a revolution.
There's
I mean,
a bit of a
it's up to you.
scoff, like, help a revolution. I don't think anyone from our family is much at doing, or much for ones like, doing that sort of work.
Well, you're right
I mean,
about
if-
that.
If you want to, I don't know what you're doing.
Really, it's a rescue mission.
They paying?
No.
I'm not interested.
Wait.
Yeah, figured.
Whatever.
Well,
Anyway.
Game 4?
Anyway, this kid right here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's a kid.
Yeah, I mean, probably like, mid to late teenager type.
Right.
Jasper's like,
But what?
I got the manuscript, so I'm good.
Alright, well, I get up off my haunches, like, we'll meet you in town. Let's mosey on over, and we leave the rabbit tied up.
No, wait a minute. I'm not leaving the rabbit tied up. I want to hear more about this infiltration.
Ah, come on, we've already done the espionage sort of thing. Let's just go to town.
Miffy is invested and wants to destroy some buildings.
Alright, as if that
Wait.
bear outpost wasn't enough.
So we're going to Velox's Bend, and you said someone else was liable, mercenaries. Are you talking about the company?
Yeah, the company, the ones in the big office, the ones in the
I
bend.
know them. Yeah.
See-
Now I turn to Ember and Milo. Now, how can you possibly expect me to ignore this young boy's cry for help? Right? You're asking for help?
Alright, well,
Yeah,
Just
just
don't
help
stab
him
him,
tie me.
stab him.
I can take the fox on my own.
No, forget him.
hold
Forget
on.
him. Forget him.
Son, you got a new problem on your hands. It starts with an M and ends with an M.
Oh, Miffy, you're.
Eminem. What?
I was gonna say your Fugi is moving a lot, but I don't hear words all the time.
I don't know what to do about this. We might want to consider a different thing than Discord.
All right, we'll have to think about that later.
But anyway, I'm just saying, the kid's asking for help here, right? And also, I made a joke saying Eminem
because
Yeah, I mean, we heard that. It's just your Fugi kept moving in between
Yeah. Yeah, that's yapping.
it. Yeah.
well, I put the
Maybe
thing
doesn't
really
want to
low
say.
because you said you couldn't hear.
Makes sense. All right,
Yeah.
fair
So
enough.
it's probably just moving due to vestigial noise.
Well, better that than the alternative. Fair enough. I wanted to make sure we weren't missing anything else, but it sounds like we didn't, so we're good.
Yay!
Yeah.
Like when you talk about helping, the rabbit's like nodding. It's like, yeah, those companies, they need to go down, right? They need to pay. Birds need to pay.
Yeah, make them all pay.
Exactly. And I know how they pay. The rabbit, like, moves his head as if he's trying to tap the side of his head, but he can't because his arms are still bound. Like, some big company stuff. They use ledgers and shit. So I just went in, stole all the papers I could find. Cleared out the whole thing. Night. No one saw me.
Jasper,
Wow.
can I you can take those papers, but can I at least look at them for a second?
Jasper sighs. Is like, you're not going to like this. But the reason I was
What?
asked to retrieve them,
Wait,
Was
are
so-
you part of the company?
no,
Oh.
I'm working for the author who submitted the manuscript.
Oh.
The author
Oh.
wanted me to retrieve them so that no one would be spoiled on the upcoming scene before it was published. So I can't.
This sounds like a book.
That's what a
That's an author.
manuscript is, Miffy.
Yeah, but why would a manuscript be in the company?
The
author sells it to them? Oh.
actually,
Oh, well then
To the
this is
publisher.
actually useless to me. It's useless to you too, kid.
tosses it in the river.
You say that, and the kid's like, no, the fox is lying. There's money notes on there. I know it.
Yeah.
Why
Aren't
else
there
would it be
other
so
papers
important?
thrown in?
Yeah, there are other papers
You-
scattered about. I mean, they have all sorts
Yeah.
of random nonsense on it. Some of them do look like writing as well, like, creative writing type stuff. Others of them, I mean, others do have numbers, but you'd be hard pressed to put a meaning to them just from the scattered pages of what they are, right? Like,
You even
maybe
know
this
how
is
to
a
read?
transaction log, but like, what
Do you even know how to read?
kind of question is, I can tell the difference between numbers and letters.
Quick,
Okay, so he doesn't know how to read.
Listen,
quick world
listen.
building question.
I know people,
listening.
right? Was going to take the ledgers, bring them back to, my guys, the boys.
Does the Woodlands have paper currency, or is it all coinage?
I think it's coinage for the most part.
Okay.
There's probably
All right.
probably some script is used by company, like in company towns, but that's not something you'd really interact with much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Your boys?
Yeah,
Are
back
you?
in Ashenborough, there's some real scholar types there.
My boy.
You're part of a
Kibble,
club?
Horatio, Mercutio.
Oh,
Like-
Mercutio.
You say part of a club. Like, no, I'm a lone agent, lone wolf, really?
You're a rabbit.
Yeah, but I can bite.
That's pretty wolf-like. Why don't you bite through these bindings then?
Can't. He like tries at that suggestion. Can't reach him.
That's not a can-do attitude.
Jasper turns to Ember and says, just before you get too invested, I don't know what this kid's saying about not being spotted, but they already had descriptions of him and even a sketch of him by the morning. Like, he's straight up an outlaw. Like, if he goes back into
Baseball.
town, being arrested on sight. Really, me taking this from him, it's a mercy.
All right.
Well,
Pick up you. But you got your job together, and these pokes, aren't doing too terribly. Just make sure you wrap them.
I will. And you know, I'd like to see you do better. This rabbit is surprisingly resilient. And at that, the rabbit laughs. It's like, Fox thought that he could get me with one hit to the back of my head. My head's solid rock. And he like hits his head against the ground to show that off.
Wow, can you do that 9 more times?
Sure, we've had this conversation before. It's so weird.
He would certainly try, and I think by halfway through, it's definitely getting dazed. And then like trying to just skips a couple numbers. Is that because he doesn't know his numbers or because he's hit his head against the ground 5 times? Hard to tell. 10.
Wow. Okay, Jasper, do you want to like leave or something?
That's what I've been trying to do.
I was looking over your wounds. You're fine.
You know, I don't need you to look over my wounds, right? This rabbit has a bite, but I am more than capable of handling a single rogue rabbit.
Yeah, and I haven't seen you in how long, and what are you even... You know what? Never mind. It's fine. I'm sure that you will have an excellent payout from whatever job that you're doing, and we have our own things to sell off or find someone to sell off to. Anyway, I'm sure you're having fun.
You know, when you say when you start talking about payoff and mention your own things to sell,
Oh, no.
that's when he's sort of like, oh, all of a sudden he's not as in much of a hurry to leave for some reason. Right? He's like, yes, well, it seems the author has made quite the name for herself, so she is in fact paying handsomely, all in the name of preserving the integrity of her art. So I do wonder what you've been up to with the talk of revolution back at home. Don't tell me that you've, squirreled something away from the marquee and are hoping to pawn it here?
Oh no, nothing like that.
Oh, raises a skeptical eyebrow.
What's going on at home is already set in motion by the people who live there full time. Anyway, just things that you find in the woods, you know.
Things you find in the woods. What? Some bandits'
Pine
cache
cones.
of coins then? Wait, did you say bones?
Pine cones.
Oh, pine cones. Yep.
Pine cones, thistles, some, like this cool rock I found.
Pine cones and cool rocks aren't gonna earn you much money. He says, like, sort of using that as like that's, you know, mocking whatever you have, even though he knows that it's not what you're actually trying to sell, right?
Yeah. Amber's just like, yeah, I know.
You gotta find the right buyer and get the right pitch.
There's
Yep,
like,
very important, as I'm sure you know.
there's a long stare of, Ember's not trying to outdo me. I don't know if that means that it actually is that valuable, or if Ember's bluffing. Right? Like that's what that long stare means.
She's smiling.
Well, while there's just like the stare and the smile while that's happening. Miffy, are you doing anything else with the rabbit? Miffy?
Sorry, say that again?
I said, are you talking with the rabbit about anything else? Were you asking other questions? Or you
So
don't?
what town were you gonna go to afterwards?
Would have gone back home, but when I woke up, I saw my face on the posters. It said looks at Jasper, who just explains, said I'm out of law or something. Like you could just run out of laws. But, so I just went to the nearest exit and started running. That's what I did.
So you have wanted posters in your hometown, Ashenborough and Velox's Bend?
No, not hometown. Here in the Bend. Went to sleep before heading home.
Right. Okay, well, you're just gonna head home now, though, because you're wanted. You're wanted, though, right?
On the wrong side of town for that. to go through the woods.
Yeah, I think I saw a bear recently.
You didn't
I did?
prove it.
No. You'll just find out yourself. What do I care?
Well, guess that's the end of that. Well, be seeing you, bear turd.
Oh, who's the author that you're working for, or is that confidential?
Yeah, I think before we transfer over to answer that question, a rabbit gives Milo like a look that reminds Milo of a look that Miffy has given others. There is a pure hostility in that expression, but otherwise wordless. When you say and then Ember, when you ask about who, Jasper's like, I suppose I could say it's Mrs. Rose Beckett. Are you? I don't know, Ember. Are you much of a reader? I never really took you for the intellectual types.
Damn.
Have you been paying attention to In Times of Storm, her serialized adventure story?
I feel like I need to roll for that, but I don't know what to roll. Because it's possible.
It's possible. You could roll. I don't know. Let's see. How likely do you think? So here, I'll describe a little bit at like a. Milo probably knows at least a little bit, just being a fellow, like, creative
Artisan.
type. Even if you haven't read them, you probably at least heard of it. But it's like a serialized, almost like a serialized play, right? Like it's written like a stage play and released in scenes, and like small pamphlets, kind of a deal. But anyway, so that's sort of what it is. But so I'll let you decide if you think Ember is the type who would read that sort of thing, in which case Cunning, which is our stand-in for, I think, a general intellect, I suppose. Or if you don't think Ember's really into that, you could roll luck just to see if you spotted one and picked it up for the curiosity of it all.
I think that she, like, depending, how long has it been coming out?
Probably like a good 1.5 to 2 years now. And it's been...
Okay, I bet she would have picked up at least a few in boredom of hanging out and avoiding people, because they're short, they're sweet, and they're pieces, and gives her something to look busy with.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Great distraction material. So you can definitely have at least that surface level understanding as well. If anyone would like to roll to see how more familiar they are with it. Actually, you know what? I think rather than rolling a specific skill, I'll let you guys decide how in your character's wheelhouse this is, and you can just give yourself anywhere from a -2 to a +2 based on whether you think your character is interested in this kind of stuff, right?
Would I know the subject matter?
I think you could if you were interested in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so roll. You can roll with your +2, and I'll give more information about it to anyone who succeeds. Or
Okay.
I don't know if Miffy is the type to read. I don't know if Miffy is the type to read recreationally to begin with, let alone something published by the company. But
I mean, maybe at some point, but
that's true. Maybe before you were
when they were
burned.
friendly. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with cunning because it's just 2D plus 2 modifier.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, well, yeah, that's the story about, it's about that, frontiersman who, he gets in trouble with a man from the stars, and they have bickering, but by the end of the day, they make amends, and go journey on home. Toy Story, I believe it's called.
Ember or Miffy, are you two rolling as well? Ember gets a little bit better. Miffy, are you rolling too?
Sure. I have -1. Woo!
Oh.
Yeah, Miffy, if you picked it up before being burned, it was purged from your memory by hate and anger. Ember
Keep
probably
Fahrenheit 451 her memory after that.
Yeah, Ember, probably you retained some of it when using it as a distraction. From what you recall, it's sort of like it's relatively episodic, as you might expect by something released in scenes. Usually it's like 2 to 5 scenes per adventure makes one like little story. But basically, it's about an enigmatic fox sailing in a place called the Tidelands, where he sails from island to island and deals with the issues there. It's like at an R level, the player level, it's something like a seafaring themed western. The fox being like, the lone hero who wanders on into town, finds out what the problems are, solves them, and then gets his due either from the villains or from the town and moseys on his way. Sometimes he has a sidekick for a couple adventures. They always rotate out.
Fun.
Yeah. The fox character is rarely referenced by name, so it depends on what arc you're in. But you think about it, Ember, you're like, you've seen one once or twice, but you can't really remember them because those names never really stick. They're always some obscure backstory thing, and it's like,
Their
usually
name
just
is
called the
Floofy.
fox, right?
Their name.
Yeah, that's what the story is about the fox on the seas.
Yeah. So when you say it, Jasper's like, oh, okay, so you do know. Well, then you should know how successful it is, and how she can certainly afford to pay well. I think the company is quite happy with her. So she has a steady paycheck, which means as long as the story's integrity is maintained. But unfortunately, that's why I can't let you peek. I don't think this. I think this one was supposed to start printing soon. So probably have to wait a couple weeks or a month or so. But I may need to peruse it just a little bit to make sure all the pages are here. As with the smiles, like I get the sneak peek.
Didn't know
Have
you have
you
a print.
read them? I didn't think you were the type.
Okay, you say that, and there's an immediate like step to the defensive. Oh no, I haven't followed it along or anything, but it helps to know a little bit, especially when you're in the area, in case the client has need of you. You know?
Yeah, definitely. She's smiling.
He's frowning.
That's all.
How's Romeo doing?
Romeo's. Is this all this talk of stories? You gonna let me go or what?
I said, get to on.
I can't.
Hey,
reach
don't
it.
be so hard on the guy. Jasper, can you just like leave already so I can untie him? Otherwise, he's gonna be like, biting and screaming right after you.
Yeah, I can leave. Grab
Ember
it.
rolls her eye, waves.
Yeah. Gives a farewell to like, Rabbit. For your own good, if you retain anything, don't come back into town. It won't end well for you.
Spoiler rabbit.
And then with that, like, turns to leave and then says to Ember, like, well, if you're heading towards the bend, perhaps I'll see you there. Have fun with the rabbit. And waves and heads off.
Ember is satisfied that she has bothered her brother.
Alright. And then I assume you wait a while to let the rabbit
Calm down.
Yeah. Well, just so Jasper is without, a fair distance away.
Yeah. Now, Rabbit, appears your plans have been foiled. What now?
Now there's like go some other town, find some other birds, some other big office to go ruffle through.
That's the spirit.
Well, I mean, also, if you grabbed all of those ledgers and now they're melting and floating away in the water, they still don't have them, so you did do that much.
Yeah. It's like arson, but you just take the important stuff out and throw it to the wind. So not like arson at all.
Arson. Today
Yeah,
on
you know.
accidentally igniting something in other characters. Oh yeah, like
Elbows, Milo.
I mean, that's something you shouldn't do, obviously. You're
that's
doing a
me
much better
proper
job. than
flame
this.
through the office there, burning all their ledgers.
Oh, well, hold on there. Well, the flame, you know, taking apart, causing destruction. But what if you were more of a metaphorical flame?
That's right, metaphorical flames lit with these hands.
Yes, but not actual flame.
I don't think
Do not do
know.
that.
You might not know what metaphorical means, but
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You know what also happens with real flames? They spread to everything around it, so you would be hurting more than the company.
yeah.
Oh,
Be
Yeah,
real-
he'd be hurting the birds too.
Miffy,
you
Miffy.
say that, Miffy, and the rabbit gives you a look like you know.
And
Yeah,
also
I know.
also, you know, Bunny Town, Fox Town, Bug Town. You don't want to hurt those places, do you?
You don't gotta tell me about what flames can do. Birds already used the flames on my home, burned the whole place to the ground.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. Do you want to be just like them?
Yes.
Miffy
Yeah,
answers
yeah.
yes, and that answer seems good enough for the rabbit. It's like a shrug.
Let me give you some practical advice.
Yeah,
Narrow
you
down so specifically who your enemies are.
Hmm.
Start small. Who's the guy who threw the flaming arrow at your town, right? That's what you can accomplish.
Make it personal. Your personal vendetta.
Yeah.
Sneak up in the night. Be someone's nightmare shit. That sort of thing.
I can't get enough of it.
if you
Well,
can without being spotted, then you won't have to hide as much.
yeah.
It's true. True.
You know, Miffy, I hate to say it, but I guess you are teaching this boy right.
Maybe like hide your ears.
Oh, that's right. Do a whole disguise. Sneak around at night. Knife in the back style. Just find.
Oh God,
Find
there's two
whoever
of them
did it.
now.
Hey, you know who did it? It was like
No?
Oh, didn't this happen like?
this happened
decades
before the
ago?
Marquis even showed up, right? Like this happened like this at least twice this kid's age ago, right? Like
Yeah.
None of us were
think,
alive.
I think what you need to do is some real smart detective work, you feel? All right? Like, you don't know much about this first guy who threw the arrow, right?
Threw
So
the
you get
arrow.
to know someone who does, maybe back in your hometown.
Poor
Learn the
arrow.
history about it a little bit.
Go to the local library and read up on your town's history.
He can't read, Milo.
Well, he should learn then.
Library's
It's good for
also
a young
burned.
dad. Well,
No,
they
no,
didn't
I'm
build
talking
another
about-
one?
I'm talking to your elders or, that crap, They probably have information.
Find the local wizard and tell him to ask the stars.
Oh, he's good at that.
Yeah.
oh, the
I
stars.
do enjoy him. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you like them, right? They're big and burning, apparently. I've heard tell
Yeah,
that.
that's right. Start knife in the back style, then falling star style.
I think this kid just wants to be an assassin.
I feel like we're describing anime moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Make a good point. I'll go listen to the stories again. Listen for names. Never been good with names, but
Yeah,
try to
sounds like
remember
it.
those.
Things Cat Town and Bird Town. They have actual names,
I think he meant more like the demographic, sort of
I think he
gerrymander.
means literally every name.
All right.
well, I
Yeah,
suppose
maybe
we'll
like-
find out when you head to town. It sounds like you're done. Are you done with the rabbit for now? You've set him on the path of learning more and then personalized vengeance.
Yeah, we
Yes.
fish him out of the river and
Untie
kind of roll him
him.
down the hill to wherever.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to go through the forest no matter what to get back home. So he's just gonna do it, and maybe he'll live, maybe not. Who knows?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Yeah, unless you guys have other suggestions, but like literally, his home is on the other side of the place that he committed crimes, and he said he wasn't seen. Someone saw his face very clearly. So
I see no problems here.
yeah. So if he dies, he dies.
Good luck.
Kid,
No
you know
collateral.
what? I'm gonna say just maybe keep your head down for a little bit, then maybe sneak around back to your town. Or you know what? Try and get a bit more of a world view. You know, see the woodlands before you head back home.
He's
You're
gonna see
already-
the bear.
Hmm.
I think you guys you're giving me a lot of flack for telling him to do vengeance, but then you're gonna just leave him out in the woods get eaten by the bear.
Well, so are you.
No, I'm not. No one said I was doing that. You guys were saying bye. I wasn't.
Oh, I'm trying to keep him on the path.
Where?
The path,
To Milltown?
Go to Milltown. Go to the other one. I don't have the map on me. Go to check out Great Woods Inns. Kind of mill about there, and then get back to Velox and go back to Ashenborough. Go to Milltown. There seem to be bunnies there.
Go to where the cats are. Where the
Oh, wait.
marquee-
Hold on. Wait a minute. No, you should definitely go to Milltown. You know why? You know why?
Why?
Because there's a freaking revolution going on.
That's in Dion's den.
Oh, sorry, Dion's den. Go to Dion's den. There's freaking revolution going on.
Yeah, you find a man named Otis. You guys will have a lot to talk about.
Otis.
And then also the wizard's there, so
That's true. The
Revolution,
stars will
Wizard.
tell you.
there's also a really nice acrobatic show there. You can check it out.
But most importantly, there's vengeance.
Yes, and also Dion's Denny's. Got good food for an affordable price, and they're open 24 hours. It's incredible.
Denny's.
Fucking
You got all
Denny's wizard show. There's a lot
Otis.
to do there.
Yes, there's so much to do there. In fact, yeah, it's beautiful. There's a cave.
Huh. I'll go hear about this revolution. This rabbit says, having specifically named both the company and the Eyrie as the objects of his hatred, and you've pointed him towards a revolution against the cats, who he seems to have thus far have no problem with whatsoever. But he doesn't put that two and two together and seems content to go that route for now.
I mean, they're gonna like fight the Eyrie.
That's true.
So-
Their goal is to remain independent, so.
Yeah.
Just
Alright.
don't go talking about it to everyone, because revolutions are on the down low, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Gotta keep it secret. Whisper in the snow style.
Stop with the style.
I think this kid does read, but it's just poison for his mind. All right, then we set you off. Go wiggle on down to Dion's den.
All right. See you later then.
And
Or
don't
not.
get eaten by the bear.
I'm not gonna get eaten by the bear. I'll eat the bear. Is probably the last thing this is we close out on.
All right, well, we'll never see him again. Let's go to Velox's Bend.
All right. So while we take our 5-minute break, and then we'll arrive at town. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All
Oh
right.
my gosh.
5-minute break. We will be right back. Alrighty, we are back from our break, and now we will arrive at Velox's Bend with that little introduction to what's going on. So, You follow the path towards a set of docks. Towards a set of docks where it looks like there's a few other carts and carriages and things that are being loaded to head out towards the Marquis Way. But beyond those docks, you can see the clearing. The river of the woodland cleaves the town of Velox's Bend, creating, along with the settlement's numerous walls, the strange and distinct style of the village. Though its population is quite small compared to pretty much, certainly it's a smaller town population-wise than Dion's Den, definitely compared to some of the bigger cities like Grand Hollow, Featherflight, Great Woods End. The structures of it create a visual oddity that make it feel grander than it actually is. These oddities all due to the recent investment over the past decade or so by the Riverfolk Company. There are 3 distinct clusters of buildings sitting in close proximity, each enclosed by tall walls of imported wood. On the southern bank... Oh, I forgot to set the blindness settings. On the southern bank...
Where's everything? Oh.
On the southern bank, several grand buildings stretched, lined with numerous windows and dotted with tall spires. Out on the northern bank, where I need to make the same change, stand by.
Oh my god, are those flying buttresses?
And then up towards the northern bank, a hive of cabins fill the boughs of the redwood trees, with rope lifts constantly descending to the river's edge. Honestly, not too dissimilar from the ruins, like the overall structure of the ruins that you had just found.
Interesting.
And in the center of the two, once again, I need to fix the blindness settings. And in the center,
Give us ice.
In the center of the two, there are hills that the river twists around, and atop them, stone structures, fortifications, and warehouses mixed together with the many colored tarps of market stalls.
Wow.
The redwoods have been cleared from the hills and the borders of the shores entirely, letting the sunlight down. And between each of these 3 distinct walled-in segments, docks line the river like teeth within a crooked smile. The only way to approach any of these groups of buildings is by the river, via boat. So, we're here now, and you guys will need a boat to figure out where it is you're going. Now, I'll ask, which of you have been out this way before?
I have. In fact, now that we've reached here, I want to do Adoring Fans.
Yes, certainly do that. And while you're rolling it, I'll give some initial information. Though Romeo did not know the proper names for a lot of things, he wasn't wrong in that there is in fact a Marquis and Eyrie presence in this town, both of which are very important customers to the company. So the company allows each of them something a little bit grander than an embassy, but there's a strict no warfare policy between the two. So the Marquis is set up in the grand buildings on the southern bank that we looked at first, the more, stone and windows looking ones. Whereas the Eyrie is, of course, set up high in the trees, the second one we looked at. And the company itself, as well as most of the population, is in the hills in the center of the riverbed.
Okay, so
make your roll, and the reason why I explain that is, generally speaking, unless you have a reason to, you're probably going to the center of the riverbed, because otherwise you're really just going to get Marquis politicians and soldiers, or Eyrie politicians and soldiers.
Okay, interesting. Actually, I wanted, instead of using Adoring Fans, I want to use Tools of the Trade, where I roll, and on a strong hit, I name a faction. An important member of that faction comes forward, offering me work, and I mark prestige for that faction as well. Weak hit, they give me work, and on a miss, I draw the worst kind of attention. So, I'm gonna roll, and depending on what happens, I'm gonna name a faction. That sound good?
Cool!
Just to make sure that you don't have to decide which one. Yeah, it looks like you don't have to decide beforehand, so yeah, sounds good.
Alright. Okay, weak hit. I'm gonna do a performance in favor of the Marquis.
Alright. Yeah, so when you do a performance in favor of the Marquis, is there I'm not asking you to improvise another song, though you're welcome to if you'd like. I was going to ask if there's any particular aspect of the Marquis that you're praising or, otherwise, fluffing up, right?
I'm gonna do a sort of look how far we've come sort of song praising the Marquis and their innovation in their technology.
So you're sitting there singing, which I think it makes sense to do so here because you do have the time, right? As there's only so many boats and there are people here before you and other boats are unloading, so you have to wait for a little bit anyway. And there's people coming and going. You get a good variety of people listening, both the dock workers and the various merchants. With a weak hit, we're to offer you work. I think who approaches you is during your song. There's a cat with black and gray fur with irregular splotches of white, big puffy tail, and bright green yellow eyes. Who will approach and listen to your song and wait politely for you to finish your performance before approaching to speak with you.
Do I see them approach?
Yeah. She'll greet you if you either pause the music or make it clear you're done.
I take a bow.
So you take a bow. She gives, she claps for you and walks up to you. It's not every day that we get someone over here singing our praises, at least someone who isn't already on the payroll.
Well, it's not hard to praise you when you make such wonderful contraptions. Marvels, as I would say in my song.
Oh, well, thank you. We're glad to hear that there are many who appreciate them. We certainly do our best to ensure that their benefits are applied to as many people as we can. Tell me, what brings you? And she looks around. Is it clear that Miffy and Ember are part of your entourage, or are you?
Are you trying to separate from us again?
What? No. These here are my constituents, Amber and Miffy.
Waves.
Oh, so what? If I might ask, what brings the three of you here?
Well, we're just taking in the sights. I've been here many times, but these two have first time here. Just want to show them the lay of the land. It's been a while since I've been here. Changed a bit. Want to make sure everything worthwhile is still where it is.
Oh, I see. And so, it's been a while since you've been here. Is that true for all of you?
I haven't been here. Yeah.
No, I just swung by at some point.
Well,
Miffy barely containing her contempt.
oh. The Marquis is always, if you're doing primarily a investigative visit, just for your own indulgence, Marquis is always looking for qualified individuals to assist. Now, of course, there's certain rules that have to be followed, as this clearing is owned and operated by the Riverfolk Company. But if you are interested in employment, perhaps we could talk somewhere a bit more private.
Oh, that'd be mighty fine.
There's a...
I'm interested in.
Sorry, what was that, Ember?
I'm interested to know what kind.
Well, I already know one skill that one of you possesses. But exactly what might depend on what it is, what skills you all possess. Would you like to come to the Cat's Quarter, or would you rather just step off the road here for a moment to discuss there?
Cat's Quarter is that what I think it is? Can I roll to find out what that is?
I don't think you need to roll to find it. I think you can tell from the structure of this. Like, that's actually the official name of like the fortified
The embassy.
marquee. I don't want to, not quite embassy, kind of embassy, right?
Yeah.
Is the Cat's Quarter, and then the one to the north is the Eyrie.
No.
So,
Sure. Let's mosey on over to the kitty corner.
right, wonderful. She waves to one of the little boats where the ferryman very quickly, ends the break, and the four of you sail on your way. Will slide us over.
Can I start doing like a gondola song while we're
Sure.
doing it? I say I do that. I'm not going to do it right now.
Okay. Sorry. The way you said it made me think that you were going to go on, but yes, Milo can play a gondola.
I don't have the confidence right now.
Oh, that's fine.
The only one I can think of is either the one like the "This is the night of beautiful amour" from like Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah. Ember is not a fan of boats, namely because of the water. But it's a boat, so they're not in the water. This was much more of a problem when the flooding happened, and she got through that. So,
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Do you have some
Character growth.
trauma?
what are you talking about?
Miffy leaning out the boat and splashing Ember from the side like trauma.
No.
The marquee person just like looking at this little exchange just with a smile.
Yeah, remember when we almost drowned?
When we were going
that was
out,
fun.
when we were going out swimming of no any sort of nefarious activity or illegal sort of business we were a part of.
Yeah, but
Ember,
he said he likes to put a lot of context unnecessarily into his conversations.
It's called plausible deniability, Miffy, which we don't need because we're always keep our noses clean.
Right.
Ember over here just claws in the boat and sitting and fluffed tail, just like, oh, good.
I think this is truly perhaps the least suspicious you could possibly have phrased something like that, Milo. But the marquis, she would say, yes, I do wonder what sorts of incidents would draw to mind such fearful memories of water. I would love to hear them, if that's something that you would like to tell. But
Oh, while we're on the water, please.
Well, we happened to be wrongfully imprisoned once. That's how we actually came to meet each other. And during our time imprisoned in a Eyrie run imprisonment, we met a man by the name of Charles Minuet? No.
that is a correct name, but in the wrong scenario. That is a real marquee person's
Killian.
name, but that's not who you meant there.
Killian Auberginois.
There's like an eyebrow because Charles Minuet is actually a relatively high-ranking marquee officer, right? So like his name relatively well known to people who work in the market.
I didn't say that. I said Killian Aubergine.
It doesn't seem like she recognizes Killian's name. I mean, he was just an engineer. But
Well, he happened to be an engineer for the Marquis. Was wrongfully imprisoned during that time. Here we go, special move. I lean into her, and I say he was being forced by the Eyrie to work upon one of your tunneling machines, trying to get it working. Now, don't worry, that machine's out of their hands, but Killian seems to be within their midst still.
you said you were doing something special. Was that a special move, or are you?
Yeah, the lean-in. The Milo special.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like a move, like a
Special move! Like a roll, yeah.
I thought you meant like a roll move, and I just opened your character sheet to see what you were about to roll. You meant
Where the fuck is
Roll
lean-in?
charm.
It's his signature move.
Signature lean in.
I do it every episode.
Mm-mm.
It's the
No,
only
I
thing people like
understand
about Milo.
now. I understand now. All right. So with
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. When you meet someone important for the first time, is this person important enough for the meet someone important role?
well, let me read the consequences of it and see. I don't think this person is important enough for this role.
All right.
But perhaps through her you could meet someone important enough for that role.
Okay.
But yeah, so you talk about this incident in Eyrie prison, you say, and with the Marquis engineer. So that means you were most likely in Eyrie.
Bingo.
And you may have just the sort of skills that we are looking for. And coincidentally, at that point is when you pull up to the docks here and are brought inside. For the grand scale, there's actually not as many, like, this area is a lot bigger than the number of people actually here. You see soldiers moving this way and that. Sometimes some of them are like training in the yard, just keeping some readiness. Otherwise, there are people talking amongst some of the windows, or hired help moving through, cleaning, etc. But you're brought to one of the rooms with like a nice view of the river, and she'll say, "Well, I'm already impressed from what I heard on the river, as well as your song does paint you as potential allies of the Marquis. But are there any other particular skills I should use when looking for a position or a contract for you with us?"
I look over to Miffy. He's like, "Now I know we're all here in the Bend. We're all friends, but
But what?
any sort of tasks that may I don't want to say would be adverse to the Riverfolk Company, but if they were, we might be interested in it."
Well, this is wonderful to hear. Now, of course, the Marquis would never sanction any sort of violent action against the company. However, there are certain secrets they keep that is within our interests to use every legal, plausibly deniable means within our disposal to inform ourselves about.
Of course.
There are many There are many industries as the Marquis is involved in here in the Bend. Certainly shipping and logistics among them, and as much as it pains the Marquis to do business with a group that does business with our enemies, we don't have much choice in that particular matter. But there is a bit of knowledge and information that is of particular interest to the Marquis, where fresh arrivals who are not as recognized as yourselves may be able to make greater inroads than we have, whether that is diplomatically or through other means. Specifically,
I see.
You praised our creations earlier, and while the Marquis is second to none in many respects with our clockwork, we have been stumped by the company's recent innovations when it comes to their printing press.
Oh.
They're able to put out more varied and numerous works than we are at a pace that's honestly quite astounding. I'm sure you can imagine how it's dangerous to have a group whose primary purpose is to take all of your hard-earned money, be the one who is most able to get information in front of you. With the Marquis, we use such information for educational purposes, manuals,
of course.
instruction. But with the company, he sort of gestures vaguely. Advertisements, propaganda, merchandise. Now, we don't want anything to happen to the company's very valuable printing press, but if the Marquis were to learn how it functions, perhaps we could show them just what a clockwork iteration of it can do.
What if their operation were just a bunch of tiny crickets with inks on their feet, just like Mulan?
What's that about crickets?
Yeah, slave labor.
Are you okay with that?
If you say if you say that, and the cat's eyes would go wide for a second, say, I don't know if I think that's possible. I mean, if that is what they're doing, the Marquis certainly would not use such methodology.
Thank you for taking my joke so seriously.
That was a test. You know, you were testing me, I was testing you. We're just trying to feel each other out. You know, but yeah, I think we can get some intel on this printing press. In fact, I think we might already have a lead.
Fortuitous. Well, in an ideal world, you would deliver us schematics or a manual they use to instruct someone, anything of that sort. Failing that, if you are unable to get that information, a first-hand account of you witnessing it in action, how it operates, the more detailed the better.
Wait, you didn't happen to hire a rabbit kid or something recently, did you?
Oof.
Rabbit kid?
Alright, never mind.
Like a young rabbit.
I do not believe so. We generally try to hire those who have some sense of discretion. And from the very limited information I have on this rabbit kid, the fact that you are speaking of them in this way implies to me that they do not have discretion.
Are any of his wanted posters up around us?
Probably not in here. He's probably more wanted by the company than by the Marquis, so probably not in here.
Okay. Yeah, well, you said you want discretion, and boy howdy, discretion was not part of that boy's vocabulary.
I would hope it's part of yours.
Mum's the word.
Well, as I said, the top priority is detailed information, preferably either schematics or operation information. Your payment can be discussed in the matter of your choosing. We are happy to pay you in coin, though it is not without the realm of possibility for favor in kind if there is something you wish to ask of the Marquis, though do note that I personally have limits to what I can grant, but you'll find that I can advocate for you.
Well, perhaps a coin would be nice, but if we're doing an exchange for information, I think we'd want some information in return.
As well as money.
Well, that's finder's fee, of course, expenses and all that.
And while I may not answer now, might I ask what information this is, so I can have it prepared upon your sure-to-be success?
We just want the whereabouts of 2 particular company captains.
Oh, okay. You're asking for details on some of Miffy's...
hit list.
Finally, he's in my corner.
I never left it.
You just bounce around a lot.
Listen, I'm the carrot, she's the stick.
I see. Well, the locations and movements are not something that I personally am aware of, but of course the Marquis needs to be aware of what captains are where, especially with their varied inventories, and someone might need to conduct business with a specific captain, and it helps to know what settlement they were last seen in. So if you were to give me the names, which as a GM I know that you guys don't have the names, but we'll just say that they're exchanged here. If I can consult with some people and have those for you at the time that you are finished, by the time you are finished with your work. Now I assume it will take some time, perhaps a few days, maybe a week, or more, depending on your approach. But I believe that, given the nature of this operation, it's probably best for you to not be seen coming and going from here unless you have something to report specifically. And so,
Yeah.
you can consider this a small token of an advance payment to cover your expenses staying in the Bend over the next few days. And she'll take a pouch of coins. It's not a lot of money, but it's enough to get you room and board and food.
Are we just going to say that's just our room and board? We have to worry about that?
Yeah,
or
we'll
is
say
it
it's your
an
room
activity
and board, and you don't have to
Okay.
worry about it for now.
All right.
Woo!
Yeah, like unless you guys take a long time on this job, we'll say that for the duration of this mission.
Yeah.
It covers.
Yeah, it covers.
I jingle the coins with my little vestigial hands, and I put it in my chest pocket. We'll keep it nice and affordable, our lodgings. And if we need anything else, we'll send a gopher.
Do they have gophers here?
Underground.
Yeah.
But it's a gopher with just with the F, not the PH.
What about it? What if it was a gopher?
Then it's just a gopher. We need a gopher F, not a gopher PH. But if the gopher is a gopher, then that's fine. Well,
The change is observed but not commented on.
so we staying on this side of the river, or?
Yes, I can have the ferryman drop you off in the Bend.
Much appreciated.
Another boat. All right.
Though you are, of course, welcome to stay wherever that you like. I believe the last shack is a common enough place for travelers to stay for a few days.
Sounds fine. Is it just called the Last Shack?
Mm-hmm.
All right. SSHACK?
Yep.
Okay.
Not the last basketball player.
Barry Gordy is the last basketball player. All right. So back on the boat. Sorry, Ember.
Yep. Well, here we go.
Bearing across the bend. And are you gonna go get your room and board taken care of first, or are you gonna go do some scouting first? Or perhaps try to... I don't know, you said you had a lead earlier, so maybe you have an idea of where to start.
Ember, where would we be able to find Jasper? Where do you reckon?
I mean, he's working for the author, so probably where she is. But you know,
Barry.
Maybe he's staying at the inn. I think setting up our stuff at the inn first is a good plan.
I look at Ember, and she's bruised, she's tired, and she's got bags under her eyes, so I go, you know what, let's go to the inn first.
Got all the splinters out, I think.
There's just a giant popsicle stick sized one sticking out of her ear.
Oh no. Ouch. Alright, so we'll head to the last shack. The last shack, which is noteworthy for looking like it doesn't quite belong here. Like, compared to the stone structures and all of the like colorful tarps and stalls and such, this one is now it looks like it's holding together, but it's a hodgepodge of a wooden structure that looks like it's been expanded repeatedly over the years. But it has...
Fair.
Sorry, I missed that.
I said fair.
So, like, at this point, it's kind of got a bit of a sprawl to it. Multiple stories, not far from the docks, though not literally on the water. But you can see the water clearly from it. A pretty nice spot, and with a wide open eatery on the first floor / in the main building. So you head on in, and we'll say at this point it's probably like, I don't know, probably it's a little bit early for dinner, but like people are starting to settle in for either drinks if they got off work early, or a couple people having something to eat. There's a pair of nearly identical foxes running around, both a sandy brown with white paws and white tip of their tail. The one has a big scar down the side of his face.
Ooh.
That the scar is big enough that the fur doesn't grow back cleanly in that area, so it's a little bit, you can actually see some of the skin underneath. Yeah, so they're running around, probably not running too much. They're speed walking around, taking care of everyone, and when you move in to ask for rooms, one of them at the counter is the one to take your coin. Yeah, looking for rooms. We've got enough. Know how long you're staying for?
Let's say a week.
Should we give ourselves a week or something?
Yeah. I think a week would probably cover, like, that would be all your funds, would cover the food and board for the week. It's a good amount of time.
All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We finish quickly, enjoy the rest of our lovely stay at the inn.
Oh. Wonderful. Love when they all... I assume you're, like, handing the coin over. Like, yeah, we'll take a week of meals and rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful. Love when they pay up front. Well.
Oh, we could have paid later?
Not anymore, you can't. But...
Fair.
We're maybe like half filled up, so if you want, you can get the higher rooms, or you can be off to the side here if you don't mind some of the noise. But the rooms on the ground floor are a bit more spacious.
Well, what's the most inconspicuous room, like closest to the door sort of deal, like in-out sort of thing?
That sort of stuff. You can get either the second floor on the back or all the way in the back on the first floor. One of those two. Second floor, in case you need to make a clean escape. There's one of the storage rooms underneath, so you can hop from the second floor to the roof and down to the ground from there. Or stay on the first floor and just go out the window.
Good to know.
Yeah, your choice.
So we'll take a more spacious room on the bottom.
Alright, consider it done. Slide you the keys. Anything to eat while you're here?
Take 3 gruels.
Sure.
Girls.
Unless you want to try one of the local delicacies.
Nope, we're trying to be strict. We're doing gruel.
Why?
Well,
Yeah.
Can't I at least have a piece of cheese?
well, I can't deny Mithy when she wants her cheese. Get some cheese in.
Yay!
Gruel and some cheese then. Well, let me know if you want anything a little bit more local, though. Seems like if
Can I
that's
have
what
some
you're
bread?
ordering, might not be the types to handle it. He says with a laugh.
Do you have any local bread?
Was that local bread? Is that what you...
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Sourdough.
we have our own loaves that we make here.
All right, then 3 gruels and a bread bowl.
You have a bread bowl, gruel.
Separate bowls, please.
Yeah, some bread, gruel. It's not. And then with a grating of cheese over Miffy's. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Or Miffy, do you have like
I-
a chunk of cheese in bread?
I like mostly a full chunk of cheese, but like I am grating it. I want it to melt on the gruel, right? You know, like a little cheese layer.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So the 3 of you get your food, and Fox heads off to go tend to other customers. But I assume you're trying to learn more. Jasper's not immediately visible to you, but he was only an hour or 2 ahead of you, so at most, right? With your detour. So it's like, you could still theoretically be turning in the job. Are you going to ask around or just sort of stake out and see?
We'll stake out.
Yeah, Ember's involved in her bread.
Alright, sounds good. So with a stakeout, can I get a cunning roll from one of you? Maybe from Ember, if it's an even high, just because we are looking for Ember's sibling. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
So Ember.
Alright.
There you go.
Alright, there you go. I don't think we need to worry about weak or strong here. We're worrying about miss or not. You do see Jasper come in, probably around when you're finishing with your food, which is unfortunate for him because he comes in, it's like, all right, finally, nothing left to distract you. You look up, he enters the door.
Hey, Jasper!
He sighs and starts walking towards the rooms. Like, so you made your way here too, I guess I'm not surprised.
Well, we've heard such great reviews of the last shack.
Sure you did. Are you trying to, like, pull him over to the table? Because if so, he's trying to avoid that. You'll need something stronger.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Casual conversation is not going to pull him to hang out.
Miffy, maneuver Delta.
Get over here!
That works.
Is that just a demand?
Yeah.
Do you accentuate that with any emotions, or is it just like a turn? Get over here.
It's just a turn. Get over here!
You say that, you notice both of the twin proprietors like notice Miffy just like call out. There's a sigh from Jasper. He walks over to the table, doesn't sit down, and says, "What do you want?"
Ember is a piece of bread.
Did you say Ember eats a piece of bread? Sorry, I lost a little bit in there.
Ember extends a piece of her bread.
Extends.
Yeah, like, here's a piece.
He looks at it suspiciously. What, did you do something to this?
I mean,
Slowly.
I will eat it.
He will take it and inspect it thoroughly. and begrudgingly sit down. Oh, fine. I know better than to turn down free food. Free, after all, is the most potent of spices.
So true.
Now, if I recall, you were working for that Arthur, and they're using what's the word some sort of pine press is what it's called.
A bit of a scoff. Printing press? Is that what you're asking about?
I snap my claws and go, "Oh yeah, printing press. You know, come to think of it, we met this woman, a lovely woman, on one of the boats, and they were just wanted to know more about this printing press. Now, we said if we'd heard anything, we'd tell her, but you know, if you're so involved with it, why don't you put in a word for us, and we'll take a tour of the facilities, if at all possible, of course."
There's like a look, like a little bit of a laugh of disbelief as he's like, you know, taking a bite out of the bread and chewing on it. First off, why would I do that favor for you without a little bit of compensation in return?
Are you telling me saving you from that ferocious, enraged rabbit wasn't enough?
I'm telling you, you didn't save me from anything. That ferocious, enraged rabbit was only such a pain because I felt so bad for him, I didn't want to kill him.
Weren't you trying to drown him?
I was not. He fell in the water by himself when he was struggling.
Were you gonna save him?
In a minute.
We saved you from murder.
Yeah, you could have been your face up on all those posters.
Well, no,
Killing
they
a
outlawed
kid.
him, so that literally means killing him isn't murder. That's what outlawing someone means.
And you left all that money on the table for not killing him? For shame.
Anyway,
Listen,
we gotta know that you have anything to offer before anything can be discussed. Why would we offer anything if you don't have anything?
Yeah. Well, who's to know you even know where this printing press is?
Alright. Well, so here's what I can tell you. I can tell you that you don't really seem to understand how the writing process works. So I retrieved a manuscript, right? That's like a draft. That's not something that goes in a printing press. That's something someone reads and uses that to set up the printing press. So I have worked.
I start writing this down.
So I was working for the author, who gave her manuscript to the company to print.
Company.
The draft was stolen from the company, and I got it back from the rabbit. At no point did I personally go into the company building. Now that said, I may have connections, thanks to this recent successful job, as well as potentially further future work.
I got an idea.
All right. Floor is yours, Miffy.
Well, I don't know how much I want to say try to be next to Jasper, but a certain company person in Dion's Den I know had correspondence here, and well, I believe that he was looking for printing press notes so that he may bring it to Dion's Den. In fact, I might have a letter in 10 minutes that claims this. Perhaps you can send this letter and
Amazing.
we can get
God.
schematics.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
That's brilliant. Oh,
We don't know he's dead.
okay. Oh my, Miffy, you're right. Totally slipped my mind. We do have that letter. Why don't you go fetch it for us in the room?
Right. I'll just get that right now.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you go take your seat? We'll wait just right now. Wait for it.
I see Ember went on to mute for a moment.
Miffy, Nova, that was so good. Oh my god. It's all coming together, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
why
say,
you're fan favorite.
I get a cunning roll from one of you. We'll
Not
say-
me. I have bad cunning.
All right, yeah, I'll do it.
Say Milo.
Well, you're gonna have to do. Actually, hold on. Okay, we'll discuss that later, but I'll do
there.
cunning right now.
Got it. I just see Amasha just said
Wait.
had to be right back. So,
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, we can.
all right. I'll wait for Ember to get back because theoretically, both Miffy and Ember could mark exhaustion
Bump
and turn
the
this
score.
into a strong hit. But we'll wait for him to get back to see if that's desired or not.
I've got fancy paper and a seal.
Do. Also, technically means you have counterfeit as a skill.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I have it as a roguish feat.
Yeah.
So
Good.
circumstantially, you have stuff. I might even be inclined to give a bonus for having the extra things to do it, and having the foresight to grab those. So,
As if you rolled a 12 plus. Damn.
oh yeah, I'm reading that now. Fancy paper. Gain the roguish feat counterfeit. Does not account against your maximum. When you attempt a roguish feat, you produce counterfeit documents using intimate knowledge of your home faction's politics and procedures. Mark notoriety with that faction and make them move as if. Oh, so you don't even have to roll,
Oh.
right? It's like when you
Cool.
do it for your home faction, you just mark that your faction hates you, and you treat
Yes.
it as if you got a 12 plus.
Yes.
Damn, it's gonna be perfect.
Miffy's
Got
like, this is a
calligraphy.
win-win. They hate me and I succeed. Wonderful.
Yeah. Damn. That I'm still reeling over how perfect that is.
Yeah, I do think it's a little funny for counterfeiting something to have it make them hate you more when you counterfeit something successfully. But you know
Yeah.
what? We're gonna assume that means down the line someone figures it out. And it's
Yeah,
like,
and they go.
Miffy.
I mean, they're gonna find out he's dead.
They goes.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear something?
Oh yes.
Got
While Amasha's gone, you just saying like, oh, they're gonna find out he's dead. Like it's been what, like 8 days, I think, since the murder, or rather, that's what I wanted to get into. I gave it like, oh, actually, it probably needs to be more than a week of you guys crossing just to give the woodland some scale, right? You probably spent, maybe we'll say a week and a half, and that's like probably the shortest someone could get there.
I mean, yeah, like if we got here, there's no way the information has spread yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's.
I mean, the
think-
seal is only gonna work for me for a time. Might as well use it now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh.
Hello.
Welcome back. All right, so I missed your initial message when you stepped out. What was the last thing you heard?
Miffy was talking about forging a letter or something.
Okay, perfect. So that's very reasonable to, or that's very much the close thing. So Miffy was implying that and went to shuffle off, and I believe I had Milo roll cunning because I believe the intent here was to try to not have Jasper catch on as to what's going on. And the reason why I made it a roll was because Jasper's at least pretty savvy towards this sort of stuff,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So it's currently an 8. If two of you want to mark exhaustion, we can turn that into a 10, where he does not notice at all, or we can leave it at an 8, which is he will not notice now, but at some point in the future, you'll have one of those moments, right, where he's like, wait a minute, right?
Kaiser Soze moment, yeah.
Which that would be something in my back pocket where perhaps if someone fails a luck roll at a moment or something like that, you know, like that kind of thing, that I could just have that happen. So I'm leaving that up to you guys if you want to mark the 2 exhaustion or if you want me to have that, but maybe it won't come up, you know?
Yeah, maybe. But not to metagame, we are at an inn. We're supposedly going to take a rest. And would become a student mark exhaustion.
I mean, I still got plenty of check marks to do, so I'm fine with that.
I think it would
exhaustion.
I think it would be funny if he realizes later.
I do
But-
also.
Yeah. To be clear,
that's
a
fine.
night's rest only clears 1 exhaustion.
Yeah, so we'll just gain it back. So
Yeah, that's true. Just noting that I think some people do have some marked already. But
Yeah.
yes.
I have, 1 marked in depletion and exhaustion, and 2 in injury.
Ooh, 2 in injury?
Yep!
Oh no.
Remember when I bumped my head against the giant stone thing?
Yeah, but what was the other injury from?
When we knocked the tower down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I mean,
I'm fine with it, either
are
way.
you sure?
You could, as
I
far as
mean,
injury
question-
goes, you can go hire a doctor to tend your wounds. 2 injury,
Oh my gosh.
2 injury is about a day, and
Well, I
2
mean,
value worth of stuff, right? So
I just think that if Ember thinks it's more fun for them to remember, then we should take that into account too.
that's true. That's true. You can pick. You can choose to not strong success because it's funny. That's allowed.
all right, you know what?
That's what Ember would do.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's keep the 8.
We'll let the implication hang. I'll make a note of that.
Yeah, Ember would be like, it'll be funny. Watch.
Watch this.
All right. And so I think what we'll do is we're only actually like 4 minutes from the end here. So
Yeah?
I think what we'll do is let's resolve some things. So Miffy, you go back to the room and you start forging a letter basically requesting that the company either provide a printing press by shipping it or provide the construction designs so that one can be made in Dion's Den
Yes.
to facilitate blah 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 business nonsense.
Yeah,
right?
business stuff.
Numbers.
How they fucking love this stuff. As I'm writing it down.
Yeah, it's like, Miffy, you were always in the enforcement arm, but that doesn't mean you didn't hear this nonsense constantly, right? Like, that's what
Yeah.
this skill means. You can regurgitate it effortlessly.
Synergize, middle management, lateral leadership. Oh, stuff is great.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So I'm going to say, Miffy, mark your notoriety with the Riverfolk Company, filling in one of those freshly cleared box. No, so that's too far. That's too far.
Oh, I
you
thought I was at 1, so...
You are at -1, but now you start at... Nope. You got rid of your
I'm
-1.
just trying to redo it. This is what I had before.
Yep, and now you just click the one immediately to the left of the +0.
That's what I did.
What?
Like that.
Oh,
that.
okay.
The +0.
Oh, okay. Wait, that's not the left. That's the...
That's the left
the
of
right.
the +0. The +0.
Oh, well, yeah, I thought it was the circle.
No, I
that I
said
had.
+0. Yeah, so in order to get from -1 to -2, you have to fill up all 6 of these boxes.
Okay, so yeah, it's a little harder to hate than I thought.
Yeah, it takes a while to build up, you know?
But
It's even
hard
longer to
love.
build up like. Alright, so from there, I think, no, we're not going to mark any positive stuff with the marquee yet, but upon completion of this job, you could certainly expect improvement with the marquee, assuming you don't, ruin their reputation in the process, right? But so far, it sounds like you have at least a plan of subterfuge, which could help. You will... Is your intent to rest tonight and use these letters tomorrow?
I thought we were gonna send it off with Jasper to give to the company right now, and then we go rest.
Send it off with Jasper. I see. Basically, like,
Did we not think we can trust him? Ember?
I I mean, he might snoop.
He might snoop. He was already earlier being smug about snooping on the story that he claims to not even really care about.
I mean, I don't think it's a big deal if he knows what the letter contains, because we were kind of upfront, hey, we want to know about the printing press, and this letter is just hey, printing press, please.
Right.
That's true. Okay.
All right.
If he's willing, that's the other question.
Also, if we go up to the company to deliver the letter, we would have to leave Miffy aside. For either A, they might recognize her, or two, Miffy goes into a blind rage at the company.
Yeah, if we can convince Jasper to do that, we may have to give him
convincing him to do that is a little bit more of the work.
Yeah.
I know we are at time, but maybe do you want to try to do that now and end on that, or do you want to start with that next time?
You know what? We'll try. I think we could try to convince him now.
Do we have money to bribe him with?
How much?
Yeah, we just got those Eyrie coins.
You have all those Eyrie coins, which honestly is probably a lot, but you could give him if you gave him half of them, that's probably a pretty sizable sum. For
delivering a letter.
Yeah.
I would do one. Exactly. And then be like, if this works out, we can talk about the rest of it.
All right.
You hand over the one coin over, and this is 10 minutes later when Miffy's done forging it, right?
Finding the letter that she misplaced.
Yes.
So he picks up the coin and looks at it, looks at the letter, and says, "Is there any reason you're not delivering it yourself?"
Can you not see Ember's in pain right now?
Yeah, we just had a big bowl of gruel. That's sitting in our stomachs. We need to rest it off.
Dramatic sigh and then actual wince.
Aw, you hear that?
Look at her face. Look, she's crying.
Yeah, Ember always does that when she wants something.
Well, damn.
Okay, but the injury's real.
Yeah, I should also get a doctor at some point. It's not terrible, but yeah. I think I got all the splinters. Actually, Miffy, can you check the back of my shoulder?
Oh, yeah, sure. Just sifts through your fur.
He's like, look,
ow.
That Ember wants to pay me to do something. Means either that's really bad, which, doesn't look pleasant, but is it really bad? Or there's something up here. And now, again, he hasn't figured out, he hasn't clocked that the letter's a forgery or anything like that yet, but just general savvy of, why is my sibling getting me to do something that she's capable of doing herself? That screams of she doesn't want to be seen doing this thing. So what we'll say is, look, this coin, this is nice stuff. I think I know some people who would value things like this. So if there's more of these for me, then yeah, I can deliver your letter. Whatever's going on here is not coming back to me.
Yeah,
Of course
no.
not. Come back to us, because we want those schematics to deliver to the guy.
You'll take the coin and pick up the letter. Fine then. I assume this letter tells them how to. Wait, am I gonna be delivering the reply to you two?
Yeah. So you can get the other coin.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'll deliver your letter. I'll let you know what they say.
Thank you.
Aw.
I love it when a family helps each other out.
Oh. I suppose we'll be off to do that then.
Yep. Chop chop.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
All right, don't sleep with a concussion though.
I'm not concussed. Wait, how do you know?
Let me check her pupils. Anyone have a like a large candle with a large luminescence?
A large candle with a...
Just something very bright to check your pupils.
You just take one of the... You go towards the cooking fire.
Yes, just stick your head in there.
I don't think that's gonna
How
help.
about don't do that, says the fox, one of the owners.
Well, if you know how to
Alright.
tell someone's concussed, you know you can help us, and we'll not burn down the place with this fox's dead.
How to tell if someone's concussed?
Yeah.
Medic.
Yeah, it's like how
Yeah, well,
you tell, go to a medic.
I think we should. Yeah, you know what? I think we should probably actually go to a medic first.
Yeah.
We walk out to the medic, and then Root Severance payback title card flashes on screen.
Yay.
Justin's like, okay, I guess I'll do it for you. And then we leave with them talking about Ember needing to be assessed for a concussion.
Yeah,
Yep.
I actually think it's funny. I think Jasper probably leaves with you guys rather than, just stay here and then deliver the letter later. So as you're talking about Ember maybe having a concussion, Jasper's face is like, oh, maybe she really does need me to deliver this.
Ooh. She's smelling almonds. We need to get her to a doctor quick.
I'm fine.
Oh, and you know what? What happens is the river carries by. Although this is the wrong way for the river to flow on the map, but it would be funny if the river carried by scraps of the papers Romeo stole, and that's where Root Severance payback was. As we,
Oh my
but the river
yeah.
flows the wrong direction for that, so that's not really possible. But
Whatever.
whatever, it's still-
Ding, the rivers don't flow that way. Sin number 58.
Fine.
All right, well, that's it for us tonight here at the Little
We did
Branch
it.
Library. Hope everyone had fun. Hope you all enjoyed it. I'll move us over towards closing.
Yeah. Who's an interesting one today?
Yeah, something a little bit more. I hesitate to call it open-ended, but like, I don't know, different town, different problems, right?
Yeah.
Stuff going on. So,
And I'm just so impressed by Nova coming up with that plan. It's so perfect.
it is a
like-
very
it's like-
suitable plan for sure.
The clues were all there.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
It's perfect.
It is perfect.
Perfect. No one will ever know.
Until like a month later.
Well, by that point, it's too late.
By then we'll kill everyone and we'll ascend to heaven.
What?
I mean,
We'll ascend to heaven? Like,
I mean,
Oh,
killed
no.
everybody and then killed ourselves?
no, I mean, like happily ever after, because
Ah.
you've killed
Sure.
all the people on your hit list.
Right.
All right. On that note,
Alright,
before I
alright.
close out fully, I was going to ask, does anyone have anything upcoming they want to plug before we go? Yeah, sure, Hambo, you were saying.
Curse you, damn
so
backslide.
anything-
Starting next Wednesday, I will be streaming Borderlands 3 with Sova and Ezros on my channel and on theirs.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's exciting.
I've never finished a Borderlands game, and after playing a bit of Borderlands 3, I think this might be a little bit of a chore, but I'll be having good friends and good times with it.
Yeah.
Having a group can make even a game that's only okay rather enjoyable. So,
Yeah.
that
True,
sounds like fun. What about you, Amasha? Anything that you want to plug?
Not at the moment. I am having some health flare-ups that I'm not sure when they'll calm down, so I'm trying not to push myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better soon. Both of you are linked in the title of the stream, so if anyone's looking at that, take a look at those. You can click on it, and you can get to their channels from there, or in the various going live messages where I link as well. As for us here at the Liminal Branch Library, tomorrow, Nova is doing extra long in Stars in Time session. How long? Holds microphone to
I don't
Nova.
know.
Long enough.
I don't know.
Woo!
I don't
Just
know how long,
longer.
but it'll be longer.
It'll go and go and go.
And then start, and then end, and then start, and then end, and then start.
Yeah.
It'll be
Still.
fun, and Stars in Time has been a fun time. I've certainly
Yeah.
been watching along. And if you haven't,
I mean,
why
you
aren't
always
you?
do. Yes, that's true. Plug.
Yeah. If you'd like to catch up on that, you can go check it out on their VOD channel, along with the rest of Root Severance Payback,
Yes.
Yeah, there we
which
go.
I have been listening to. Yeah.
Yay.
So it's like
Right.
you've been doing it twice.
Yeah.
It's like I'm hanging out with my friends all over again.
I mean,
Aww.
aw.
Curse you, Dan Backslide.
Curse you, Dan Backslide. Hey, we're getting in a rut.
All right,
But that's
get
it.
out.
Yep, all right. Goodbye.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.